It's time to start your seedlings, and one of the biggest problems growers have is to grow seedlings that aren't leggy. Those are really tall seedlings with thin stems. In this video, I'm going to explain the 4 top reasons why you have leggy seedlings. Once you understand that, it'll be very easy to prevent them. I'm going to go through these fairly quickly, and I'm going to go through them in the order of most importance to least importance. The number one reason people have leggy seedlings is because they don't give them enough light. Now, many growers try to grow these seedlings on a windowsill, right up next to the window, and they think, geez, that's a lot of light, but it really isn't. From the time the seed first has any green above the soil, it should be getting 10 hours of good light. In northern climates, that's hard to do because our day length is so short. But you also have to remember that we have a lot of cloudy days, and a cloudy day is not a lot of light. The only time the seedlings are getting good light is on a sunny day. Even a south-facing window doesn't provide enough light for most seedlings. If you want to prevent this problem with your seedlings, you almost always have to give them extra light. Now, fluorescent lights and the new LED shop lights, they work quite well, but you have to get that bulb right above the seedlings. So in this case, they'd have to be here. There's no sense having your lights way up here. Now, I also see a lot of new LED grow lights at the low end of the price range. And those are made for homeowners and hobbyists who aren't that serious about growing under lights. They don't give you nearly enough light. If you're going to use those lights, have them very close to your seedlings. Don't put them a foot above your plants like they show in the advertising. That's just not enough light. A leggy seedling that has a really long stem is trying to reach for that light. So as soon as you see that, you know you're not giving it enough light. There are some really good LED grow lights out now, and I've reviewed some of those. They will give you nice, tight growing plants. The second main reason people have leggy seedlings is that they grow them too warm. So if you're warming them up for germination, which is a good idea, so you might be using a heating mat, or you're keeping them up in the kitchen, which is a room that's generally warmer, that's great for germination. As soon as they show some green above the soil, germination is finished, and you want to try to cool them down. Get them off that heating mat. A good temperature for growing seedlings is 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 20 degrees centigrade. Anything warmer than that will cause your plants to stretch. And the reason is that they're growing too fast and they're not able to grow proper stem. So cool them down. Cooler is better than too warm. If you've got them growing inside one of those domes where you keep the humidity high, that tends to keep them warmer too. Take that off as soon as they germinate. If you're growing close to lights, especially fluorescent lights, the ballast in those can be quite warm. So check the temperature at the plant level. The room temperature might be 20 degrees, but the temperature right here may be quite a bit more than that. And this is the temperature that's important. Cool them down and you're less likely to get leggy seedlings. The third thing that might cause you to get leggy seedlings is not enough air movement. And so the stems grow thin because they don't have to grow strong. You get stronger stems when the plants are constantly being moved. So having an air fan come along that just gently moves them is a good idea. In fact, running that 24/7 is a good idea not only for this problem, but it also tends to prevent damping off disease. And that will kill your seedling. So have a fan going. The other option is some people talk about, and I'm really not sure how effective this is. It's something called Tropism. What it is plants grow stronger stems when there's some stress on them. So the fan is doing that. It's putting some stress on your seedling. But some people suggest that you can come along a couple times a day and just touch the seedlings like this, and it will also create stronger stem. That may work. I'm not totally convinced it makes a lot of difference, because after all, you can only do this so many times a day, but it certainly won't hurt. The fourth cause for leggy seedlings is a fertilizer that's too high in phosphate. That's that middle number in the NPK number. High phosphate grows long stems. At this early stage of seedlings, you probably aren't fertilizing anyways. You really shouldn't start fertilizing until you see the first true leaf. But whatever fertilizer you do use, make sure that it has a low level of phosphate. And some soils may also have too much phosphate in them, so that could be causing a problem. For instance, if you're using compost in here instead of a soilless mix, some composts have quite a bit of phosphate, particularly if they're based on manure. So there you have it, 4 reasons for leggy seedlings. Now, out of those 4, the most important is the light. If you have strong light, the other things really aren't that important. If you don't have good light and you do the other 3 things properly, you'll still get leggy seedlings. So light is the number 1 thing you have to control. I have a whole library of videos about growing things from seed, and I'll put a link to that in the top right-hand corner. Good luck starting your vegetable seeds this spring.